Opa! Como las movies, La Inconforme, así es. Como las movies, Cumbia Band right here from Austin, Texas. Un abraço a todos. Hope you guys are doing as well as possible today in this Monday. I'm Frederico7, artist here from Austin, Texas, a Brazilian songwriter and a producer, and always happy to have the chance to come here on Mondays at 7 to introduce you to some music from the world beat scene, the global music scene that is so vast and amazing here in our city. So thank you to all the artists that help to make our beautiful city and our beautiful music scene so vibrant and improve the quality of our lives. So thank you again. Yes, and what's up, Austin Music Television? There's many ways that you can access Austin Music Television, many ways to access what we do here. So thank you once again for all of you guys watching. And some of you guys may be watching actually as well on YouTube. That's right. So you can follow us on YouTube in the link below. There are links to other interviews with other folks from the Austin music scene, a vast list of artists in that global scene that we cover. Amazing musicians like Indrajit Banerjee, Mohamed Farouzi. We got a couple of folks from Superfónicos, Beto Martinez from Grupo Fantasma, and on and on and on. So you can find previous interviews by checking out the link below. That's great. And you can also, if you are following us or in the Frederico7 Facebook page or the Frederico7 YouTube, you can also make a comment here. You can put your comment right here. If you are on social media following us, if you have a question for our special guests today, absolutely you could ask them a question on our show. We have Phillipidon and DJRJ. We got some Irie vibes in the show today. These folks are trailblazers of reggae music in Central Texas, and we are going to have a live conversation bringing them to our virtual studio today. So we're gonna hear music from Phillipidon. We're going to talk with DJRJ about many of his community endeavors, such as the Music4Life. We're gonna know what that's all about. So yes, we are very happy to have these guys. So if you are following us once again on Facebook or YouTube, you can have your comment, your question for them a little bit later on the show. I want to let you guys know of an event that is happening about a month from now, South Americano Fest, taking place at the Far Out Lounge, one of the places, maybe the best outdoor stage in Austin and South Austin. So if you live in South Austin, if you haven't been to the Far Out yet, I know we are battling this COVID situation and we have to be careful. So personally myself, I have canceled many shows that I had going on, most of them, but I kept a few. This one, it's one of the few that I've kept because it's an outdoor event and people are masking up and doing all they can to be safe. There's a lot of space for folks to socially distance and still enjoy some music. So I hope you can join us at that particular time. We're gonna check out one more music video. This is going to be a band that I love very much, Nemegata, Afro-Colombian Futurismo. The song is called El Rompecabezas. Enjoy Nemegata.
A mí me contaron
Nemegata, Nemegata, what a great, great band. Amazing to have them here. And yes, this is the 10th episode of the second season of At 7 with Frederico7. Thank you so much, Austin Music TV, for supporting world beat music and global music in Austin, Texas at this space. In a moment, we're going to be having a conversation with Phillipidon and DJRJ. So much to talk about. But we are going to start with some music. This is Bounce It Up, an official music video by Phillipidon. Let's check it out. Enjoy the grooves.
Devil lying, fibbing, prevaricating. Love the way your body moving and shaking. No fabricating nor escaping. Love how you're moving and grooving. It's only you been want for dating. Now you're moving so nice, me say you're not vigorous. Keep on moving so make my mind self-destruct. Me see your action is like me get the best of love. Me ask string off the plug anytime your hips boom short. Bounce it up, have to bounce it up, bounce it up. Bounce it up, bounce it up, have to bounce it up, bounce it up, have to bounce it up. When you elevate, you up, you put me on cloud. You're my sweet, but darling, off your movements, I'm proud. Come on, you gyrated and you floated to the sound. I guarantee you got me levitated off the ground. Bounce it up, have to bounce it up, bounce it up, have to bounce it up, bounce it up, have to bounce it up. Bounce it up, have to bounce it up. You're such a catch and you never meet your match. Like a chick out a egg, what a flock you just hatch. Moving like a gypsy round the campfire hut. Moving like a Trini on the carnival spot. Like a Brazilian chick teaching me the samba. You're the flex woman, what a sweetie dancer. So the whole will have to know dance on Jamaica. Foot over your head but no kick out me jacana. Bounce it up, have to bounce it up, bounce it up, have to bounce it up, bounce it up, have to bounce it up, bounce it up, have to bounce it up. So me tell you lady, love how you're moving, elegance from your head to your toe. And my heart is beating faster for you darling, every time you put on your show. Lady, lady, so captivated, possessing my spirit, mind and soul. So enticing and spicing, can't wait till I take you home. Bounce it up, have to bounce it up, bounce it up, have to bounce it, bounce it up, have to bounce it up, bounce it up, have to bounce it up. Now so sweet, you never repeat, you love it so nice, never too weak. A truth me speak without the beak of chicken, little the sky me reach and it not fall. Me a call, me a ball and me a crawl from floor to walk, and you no stall at all. Up also, bounce it up, have to bounce it up, bounce it up, have to bounce it, bounce it up, have to bounce it up, bounce it up, have to bounce it up. When you moving so nice, me say I'm not vigorous. Take your little gal man, you put me on trust. Girl, me love you so much, man, me love you so much. This the kind of love coulda never make me force.
Bounce it up, bounce it up. That was Phillipidon, our guest today, together with DJ RJ. That's right. Let's bring the guys to the studio and start to find out what they're all about. What's up, RJ? Welcome.
Hey. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, hello, Philip.
How you doing? Good to see you, Frederico. Yeah, man.
Great to see you. Great to see you, Philippe. Great to see you, RJ, DJ RJ in the house. Wow.
Thanks for having us on.
Oh man, our pleasure, my pleasure. You know, like I was mentioning, Austin really needs to always keep rediscovering global music and world beat music and reggae music. We always have a lot of this music around Texas in general, but as time goes by, maybe sometimes I see that people forget that we have amazing treasures in town. So this is a chance for us to to touch base and hopefully introduce you guys to a lot of the folks that like the Austin TV, the music channel. So thanks for being here. Yeah, and I was seeing that, Philippe, you have so many great music videos. Later in the show, we're going to play your latest video, I believe. When we do the cooking, that's the latest one. So, folks, stick around because we are going to get some more. We just watched a video, I think that was from 2015. That was in Jamaica, is that correct? Talk to us a little bit about... Yeah, what was the recording of that video with those beautiful ladies? Talk to us a little bit about it.
Again, it's our pleasure to be here, Frederico. And yes, that video is all about women, beautiful women, elegant women who have a heart, a soul, and a mind. Yeah, great combination, you know, a woman in total, spiritually, not just spiritual, but physical and mental, the complete package.
Yes.
And also having a great ability to move in ways that we as men cannot do. So they can attempt to teach us, but we just cannot move like them. So that's dedicated to a special woman or special woman who can really move on the dance floor, but are very loving and very elegant. So that's what that one is in a nutshell.
Oh,
bounce it up. They can bounce it up like we can.
That is so true. And, you know, as musicians, both of you guys are musicians, you know that when you are playing live music, especially in your case, playing reggae music, when people take to the dance floor, you know, and when, a beautiful woman takes to the dance floor to play, to dance to that music that you're creating, it's a beautiful feeling, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Every time. Inspires us to sing, and not just sing, but DJ or rap.
That is so true.
Yeah.
RJ, talk to us a little bit. You do several things. You're a producer. You have a radio show. You're also a drummer. So let me start with this question. In the early days, how do you remember, how did you fall in love with music? Was that a moment that you were like, oh, I think I'm going to pursue this? I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to pursue music. Was that a moment, or was that a process for you?
Well, it was more like a slow unveiling, because like I tried to get into high school band in 7th grade. It was a year too late. And the band director told me, no, you're too late. You'll never get caught up. So then that was in 7th grade. And then when I was 19 or 20, the guy that I was working with got fired and lost his job and had to pay his rent. So I bought his drums, not even know how to play. And I just took them home and started playing on all the records I had and listening and paying attention to what the groove was. So that was when I was about 19 or 20. And then, you know, from there on, I'm finally doing it all the time now.
Oh, that is, we're going to talk more about that journey, because that journey is important and something that is beautiful for you to share. But also, you know, there are so many folks that may watch this later that are also in that journey, right? Like, how do you make your passion to be your life? And if you there is that quote, I don't remember, it's like something like, if you work in your passion, you're not gonna work a single day, because you're gonna be in that joy. And you know, it's interesting that you mentioned the school system, because, you know, just that idea, sometimes I see how broken it can be in the bigger schools. The art system, that like it's a regimen, and if you don't follow a certain categories, like in your way, oh, you were 1 year late, no, that experience for you it's over. You know, that's a tragedy that you know, I see sometimes as an educator. It breaks my heart to see. But I want to also give a shout to that guy that sold you the drum kit. Hope they're doing better. But he sent you on a journey. And RJ, when did you turn your attention to reggae music? You know, people may look at you physically and be like, "Oh, this guy is not a reggae music DJ and a drummer." So, when was that you start becoming aware of the music from Jamaica and getting deeper into it?
Well, when I was DJing in the '80s, I started playing R&B and funk and hip hop, and that was my whole life. From when I started, like around '83, I started buying turntables and vinyl, and
Nice.
I just jumped full in. And then during high school, I was at high school in the media program at LBJ High School, and we had people that were involved at KZI. And as soon as I heard that, my ears went, "What? I love KZI. I want to be involved." And so I started as a student on a Saturday program called Teen Scene, and I just never left. And I'm still there, and I still love it. And I'm trying now to put all this knowledge that I have back into the younger kids, because they're going to be the ones that's going to keep it going, you know?
Oh, that is so true. That is so true. A shout out to KAZI. If some folks in Austin, we have new people moving to Austin over the years all the time. So if you're visiting Austin, or if you're moved to Austin and you still haven't checked out all of the radio stations, it's one of the gems of our city. It's KAZI FM. Support all of the music they play, from hip hop, R&B, and reggae music. We have great shows. DJRJ, as far as your radio show currently, can you talk to us a little bit of when are you in the air?
So I'm on every Tuesday night from 8 to midnight.
So 8 to midnight. So tomorrow 8 to midnight, you want to connect on KAZI. And every Tuesday. Wonderful.
And I also want to say, you know, for all the independent musicians out there, we play a lot of independent music. So send us your music, you know, connect with the DJ, whoever you think, whose show fits your, you know, what you're trying to do. So if you're doing hip hop, send it to our hip hop DJs, because they play local stuff, and, you know, we can really give you exposure.
That is generous, and that's how we build community, right?
Yeah.
You know, we lift each other up, and then in that process, we get lifted up too, you know?
Most definitely.
Thank you for
Yes.
lifting us up tonight, Frederico.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
man, that's a big pleasure.
RJ is a midnight raver.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
He's
Well, an
like,
8
no,
to
I'm
12
not.
raver. Yeah.
Yes, now he's leading up to the midnight rave, no?
Right. He's a 8 to 12 raver and not an enslaver.
Yeah.
Keeps us all
Phillipidon.
braver than most.
Oh, yes. Talk to us, Phillipidon. How about yourself? How did you fall in love with music? And was there a moment that you were like, wow, I have something to share in the musical arena and I'm going to pursue this? How did it work for you?
Well, going back to the ladies, the beautiful ladies, they also inspire us to play, like RJ on the drums. And the first beautiful lady that I was aware of was my mom. And when I was in utero, in the womb, she used to sing. And I mean, I come from a musical family, so my mom was always singing.
What's
My
your
dad-
mom's name? What's her name?
Her name is Claudette.
Claudette.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess I was inspired from before birth, because she used to sing all the time. And then when I was born and a little baby, she'd sing lullabies to me. Yeah, my dad also, but not as much. And my aunts, cousins, so on and so forth. They all sang, you know, they sometimes they babysit, they all sang. So I was inspired from I was very young, and I continued through school. I was in the choir in school. We used to have service before school every day, and we'd sing there. In church, I would sing. So I was brought up singing. So it was a natural thing for me. Yeah, so later on, there was a brief time where I quit. Like I just cracked, my voice just cracked. That gives you a hint. When I was a teenager. Yeah. So from about the ages of 11 to 17, I didn't sing at all, because I was playing a lot more sports, concentrated more on sports like soccer, a little ping pong or table tennis. And I guess I was, let's say, negatively influenced at that time from some of the youths, because to them, singing in the choir was sissy business or girly business. And I let it get to me. Maybe I shouldn't, but when I look back on it, I regret that because, I was invited to go sing in the choir. And during, an audition, initially when I was in 7th grade at 11 years old, they asked me to sing, for example, Do, Re, Mi, or whatever. And instead of Do, Re, Mi, I'm like, Do, Re, Mi. I pretended I couldn't sing, right? To get out of choir.
Oh,
And
look at you.
yeah. Oh, so I was like, oh, more of that kind of style, teenage crack voice style to get out of choir. Yeah. But later on, I came here. I came here when I was 17 and I was bored. That's when I started again. I entered a gong show or talent show, and I won. And
Whoa.
I've never looked back since that time. Yeah.
That
So it was
is
a college. It was a college event, college talent show, and I won. I entered and I won, and I've
and,
never looked back since that time.
and in that college event, what did you sing? Did you sing? Do you remember what you sang?
Partly, I made up my own song, and
So a
yeah,
creator.
yeah, I created my own song. Yeah.
That
Um,
is, I can see that.
Let me see if I can remember some of it. But it was to the Green Bay. I
Um,
think we've got a little
yeah.
stuck there.
Oh
Was
yeah.
it
So we are back here. We are live. So
okay? Yeah,
for the
RJ.
folks watching here, we are live and going. So if we come in and
Okay.
out, it's all good. So yeah. So you're already creating that first time
Yeah.
you're already making your lyrics. So
Right.
you're a lyricist, just a creative force, Philippidon. I think I remember the first time I saw you on stage. Maybe it was Tribal Nation.
Yeah, Tribal Nation. I've done a lot of work with Tribal Nation. Yeah, we've done a lot of live shows, for example, at the Flamingo Cantina. Big up, Mr. Mo. Yes.
Yes, big up Mr. Mo and all of the Flamingo
Yeah.
Cantina
Yeah.
tribe. And some folks nowadays they may not even know that in the 90s, late 80s, 90s, the early 2000s, we had quite a vibrant scene, a reggae scene in the city with several bands, terrific bands. This is one of the reasons that I stayed in Austin, Texas as a Brazilian musician. The fact that I was in this city, that I could go on a different night and hear Tribal Nation, for example, was one of my favorite bands, by the way, at that time. And other bands, the Killer Bees before that, and the list goes on. This is a question for both of you guys, I guess. Maybe I can start with DJRJ. How do you see the evolution of reggae music in Texas? Do you think that we are in a in between phase, or how do you see that? Has it grown? Do we have new bands coming up, or how are you feeling about the landscape, RJ?
Well, I have a Spotify playlist for just Texas reggae artists, and it has a lot of music on it, a lot of different artists. So I feel really good about it. I think
Amazing.
really
I'm putting your website here. I don't know if people can connect with you through your website. If folks have more questions, not just, and we'll talk about Music4Life in a moment, but if folks want to know more about reggae in Texas, can they reach out to you over there? Great.
Sure. I mean, I see there's a lot of scenes happening and a lot of things are expanding. And I heard something about some new event happening in New Braunfels the other day, and it's like I see it just keep getting bigger, keep growing.
Nice. Nice, and it's important that like you were mentioning, folks can reach out to different radio stations. People can have a show like yours that will feature this music. It's very important, this work.
Yeah, and my radio show, if any reggae artists want to send me their material, my email is djrj@kazifm.org. Please send me music. I'd love to hear it and try to get it in rotation on our station.
Awesome. I'm gonna actually put that on the screen right now. Let me see if I got it out. djrj@kazifm.org.
You got it. Thank you.
Oh, we got a team of people working for me here.
Right away. Yeah. No hesitation.
This technology enables us to connect. It's amazing.
Yeah. By the way, first song in that talent contest. Part of it was, let's see, two twos and cover your head. No, cover your face instead. Two twos and don't look back, 'cause I am the killer on the track. And when you're up, you're up. And when you're down, you're down. But when you're halfway up, you're neither up nor down.
Big.
Listen, me man, with Frederico right here jamming. Let me tell you about the 90s too and the 2000s. Just a second.
Talk to us. No, not just a second. Talk as much as you want. Tell us a little bit about your experience at the time.
Well, you interviewed Mohammed Farouz.
Yes.
Yeah? And I've done a track. I did a track with him, with RJ2, with a group called Route 1. Route 1 is still a very popular band in Austin, but was playing a lot more in that time, the 90s. I joined them from mid-90s all the way up until about 2000. But I did a track called Soul Ragamuffin with Mohammed. Yes.
Soul Ragamuffin.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look for that one. I know the Mohammed. If Mohammed watches this, sometimes people watch it later on social media as well. And I'm gonna put the link for those. Maybe you're just catching a part of this interview. If you have to leave, you can come back and watch it later in my YouTube channel here in the bottom. And you can also meet Mohammed Farouzi. And Mohammed loves reggae music, so I'm not surprised that he did that track with you. I'm gonna have to look for that.
And he did it in Farsi also. It's very beautiful, Persian. Very beautiful. Yeah.
And also, DJ Casanova did the beat on that track.
Oh, wow.
So that's a little Austin reggae hip hop history.
Oh, it's crazy that there's so much history there. We could be here talking like for hours and hours, and we would just get to the surface, right? That's the beauty of this.
Mm-hmm.
Phillipidon, how did you come to Austin? Because tell us, for folks that are at their home, where did you grow up, and how was your process of coming to our city?
Well, I grew up in Jamaica. I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and the first few years of my life I spent it it was very rural in the country parts, a town named Linstead in the central parts of Jamaica. So I know a little bit about country life, right? Yeah. So from the age of 0 to 5, I was in Linstead. Then, believe it or not, I moved to Canada, and I lived there for 3 years in Toronto, and went back to Jamaica. So from the age of 5 to 8, I was in Toronto. Then from 8 to 17, I was in Jamaica. And my father got a job here in Texas. And we initially moved to a town south of Houston called Lamarck, Texas City.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then I moved away to Houston, and I went to school there. I went to the University of Houston. And after I graduated, that's when I hit the Austin scene. Yeah. I created a band by the name of Liberation.
Nice.
And we first started playing in Houston, and then we were invited to come play in Austin, a few clubs there in Austin, and including the Flamingo Cantina. Yeah. So that's how I initially got my start coming to Austin and making that trek.
Yeah, and it's remarkable that the community, you know, many like now we are more than 2 decades that this community of reggae lovers and musicians and the Flamingo Cantina has survived. You know, so many changes. It's pretty remarkable. How about you, DJ RJ? Did you grow up around Austin, or did you come from somewhere else into the city? How was your process of coming to our scene?
So I was born in Michigan. My mom went to school here in Austin and met my dad at Bergstrom. He was in the Air Force. And my parents got married. They moved back to Michigan. So that's where I came to be on Earth. And then they got divorced years later. And in 1981, I moved to Austin. I just didn't want to stay in Michigan. So I knew that Austin was
like,
a cool
it's too cold.
Yeah, that too. So I've been here since 81, and I love Austin, you know.
You mean 91 or 2001?
No, 81.
You look like 91.
Yeah, 91. I'm growing younger, you see.
Or 2001.
Yeah, you're
No,
not
he
showing.
doesn't age, you see?
Exactly. He doesn't look. He's not showing his age at all. I bet he
That's
still
the
gets
music.
carded. That is the music. That is the music. The music does keep us young in our hearts.
Most definitely.
And how did you guys? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said
just
most
gonna say-
definitely. Oh, go ahead, RJ.
I was just going to say that ties in with the whole philosophy, which is a label, which is Music4Life. I've been a
Great.
vegetarian for over 30 years, and I like to think it maybe keeps me young looking. I don't know, maybe it's my genes, but, you know, that's my philosophy, is to make music that supports life on Earth, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yes.
The Wrangler jeans.
Yeah.
But I think there is something I feel that this sense of youthfulness and keeping that inner child, you know, alive as we, you know, we live through this life, and we go through the different decades, and there's definitely challenges for all of us in our journeys. But there is something about keeping that youthful perspective in your heart, and not give up to cynicism, I guess. You know,
Most definitely.
And I do concur with you, DJ RJ, that yes, several elements can help that. One, definitely being healthy, and in your case, wow, you know, just having a diet that works for you, that you feel wholesome in your diet. But being a musician and being around other, you know, it's not just being a musician. You can be a musician and be really unhealthy, but the combination, because music brings a lot of connection, so many friendships that we have through music, right? So many amazing people we meet through music. It's a fabulous thing. How did you guys, talking about connections, how did you two meet? I know that maybe it was at the Flamingo Cantina, but how did you two meet, and then how did you start working together?
Actually, I was living in Bryan, College Station in the 90s, and I was going to school there, and there was a club called the Third Floor Cantina, which was in downtown Bryan, which is adjacent to College Station.
Mm-hmm.
And that club catered to a lot of reggae music.
Nice.
And RJ would come through that club quite frequently with the group called Route One, that, you know, I did that track with RJ and Mohammed on. They would come through and they'd play. And somebody told me, hey, Philip, there's a club called there's a club called the Third Floor Cantina, and there a lot of reggae is played there. So I went to check it out a few times, and on one of those occasions in '93, RJ was playing there. Yeah, he was playing drums with Route One.
Nice.
And I watched them, you know, and I said, yeah, these guys sound pretty good, you know. Yeah, I have to take off my hat to them. They sound just like Yardies, you know, Jamaicans. So I said, yeah, they're pretty good. And RJ was doing his thing on drums, and they took a break. They played the first set. They took a break, and I approached him, and I said, hey, man, I like the way you play, you know. I like your heart. I like the feel that you put in those drums. And that's the first time I met him. I introduced myself to him. back in about '93. So that's how,
Amazing.
yeah, that's how we met. Yeah.
Do you remember that, RJ? Do you remember the mid '90s getting to know Phillipidon?
I remember going on the road and doing shows with him, and we had many adventures together.
Oh yeah. Lots.
And the adventures, they still continue. We are going to in about 10 or 12 minutes or so, we're gonna hear one of your latest tracks, Phillipidon, when we do the
Yes,
cooking.
man.
And RJ, I want to talk to you a little bit now as as a producer, and your relationship like with these different artists. Um, was it something that you always thought that, wow, you know, in addition to playing the drums, maybe I can start to produce some sounds and work on this other aspect of music, or was that something that came through experience, through doing? How did you see yourself, how did you find yourself in the producing chair, let's say?
Well, I actually started with the machines before I got the drums, right?
Oh,
So
cool.
I used to have a Roland 808, and I used to do shows at Liberty Lunch and the Continental Club, and you know, even before I was even playing drums. So I was making beats and putting things together. And then when I started playing actual drums, then the machines kind of helped me to understand, you know, 16th notes and 8th notes and division and all that stuff. And so I was actually playing with the machines, you know, while I was DJing, and then later added in the drum thing. And then just with production with Route One, we did our first album we released on cassette, and we
Cool.
recorded on a 16-track 2-inch machine. It was quite an adventure to go through that process to make that work and mix on an analog console, and you know, it was great. And I just loved, I've always loved track, you know, recording. I had a 4-track cassette recorder before that at home. We put beats together. You know, it's just a passion that won't let go of me.
Nice. No, and it's cool because probably that awareness of the machine, and the awareness of all of the production probably yeah, made you inform your drumming once you were drumming as well. You know, that mind of a producer, because a drummer really has on stage, a drummer really is a producer. Has to take the song from point A to point B, and how to start a song, the drum fills, etc. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Most
So,
of
so
the
is it?
time, when I'm rhyming, I'm singing this. It's got to have
Hey,
that timing, be in the pocket. Yeah.
it absolutely. And Philippidon, like you as a lyricist, you know, as a man of ideas and poetry, share with us a little bit of your process. Do you when you're, you know, do sometimes words just come to you and you keep, oh, I was just walking around, I have this thing that came to me, I just gonna keep this idea and to later share and go to the studio? Or do you take your time? How does the creative process goes for you to to create a song, right? Because I know that you're probably making things in your mind all the time and creating. What we get to see usually is just the tip of the iceberg, right? Your creative energy, most of it people don't get to see. They get to see the little tip that you make a video or a song. So how do you decide from all of that energy, that, you know, how do you decide what's going to actually be featured on a song? Or how's the process of creation for you?
It's a genes, environment, and attitude that's not going to make me too rude or too much of a prude, right? On this interlude. Well, I tell you, there are many ways that I'm inspired. I can be inspired just by listening to music, good music. Many times that's how a song comes about. For example, just listening to this one, cooking. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just listening. It has such a driving beat. Our latest EP, half of it when we do the cooking, that beat is so It's fantastic. Take my hat off again to RJ for creating it. Yeah,
Nice.
and that beat just inspired me to come up with lyrics almost instantaneously from listening to the beat. At other times, I will write lyrics without a song, not even having a beat. I'm just inspired. I may be outside in the environment, and
Sure.
a bird may be singing in the, in the environment and around, let's say outside of my door, for example, you know, and the bird may be creating a tune itself. And I hear that tune, I say, hey, maybe I could put us some lyrics to that, Yeah, just by ordinary noises that I hear in the environment, right? The ambience.
Mhm.
And I also dream. I dream music.
Oh, I see.
So I have these vivid dreams, and they're just like movies. So I may hear it's like a score for a movie, and the score enters my dream, my visions, and if I'm not too lazy, I'll wake up and I may record it. I may record it, when I go home. I mean, when I get up, and, put it on my phone or something like that. So sometimes, again, the lyrics may come first, depending. Other times, I have to hear the music first before I'm inspired to put down some lyrics. But the music has to move me. If the music doesn't move me, then there's no lyrics. Even on stage, sometimes I DJ or rap spontaneously or extemporaneously because I'm showing off my vocabulary. Yeah, spontaneity. Yeah, yes. I'm like that. I like to joke around a lot. That also helps to keep you young. But anyway, when I'm on stage, if the music is not driving me, then I'm not as spontaneous, right? I
Yeah.
can't come off the cuff as easily. The music has to be, really solid and making me feel good. Yeah. Before I
It
can come
gets
up
it
with lyrics.
moving.
Yes.
Gets you moving and
Moving and grooving. Yes,
and
man.
grooving. Yes.
Exactly. Feel no way.
Oh, this is a positive feeling.
Yeah, man. Every time.
A shout out to everybody in Austin Music Television watching us today. We are here with DJ RJ and Phillipidon and just talking a little bit about their story and a little bit about the richness of reggae music that made it all the way to Austin, Texas. Reggae is universal. Reggae is it's such an infectious love affair that once you start, you can't take it. You can leave it. As a Brazilian artist, we in Brazil, in the part of Bahia, we love
Reggae.
reggae, really do.
Yeah.
And I, I do from time to time. I like to do a reggae song. How has reggae, how has, do you think this music has, shape your understanding of how you see the world? Because you guys are really dedicated to understanding this form. Do you think sometimes when people are really passionate about reggae music, is that a way that the reggae kind of forces you to look on the world?
Most definitely, in my opinion, because even from the outset, from the foundation, a lot of reggae, which we now call roots reggae, is about love, which is the greatest force on earth and greatest force universally. And it's about building relationships with this love, fostering that love, growing in love. And it preaches about love and also the creator. And in Rastafarianism, the creator is known as Jah or Rastafari. And without this love, we can't exist. And we cannot properly grow and function. So it definitely shapes me. You know, it shapes my outlook, because love is the most important thing in my life. Love is the most important emotion that we have to bring us together instead of warring amongst each other, all this hatred that's going around these days. Um, if we had more love and we practice more love, beginning with the family, of course, that family unit first, and then the community. They say the community is important for raising the child. We have to start with the family first, between man and woman, and then children, community, and then we can broaden out. We can again take that from the community, uh, digress or venture out into the nation, and then nations, the globe, and then of course the universe. So we have to have that love, which is so very important in reggae music. Um, the drum and the bass are the heartbeat of reggae, which expresses that love. Um, Not only love of people and community, but of course love between man and woman. You know, that's expressed a
Absolutely.
lot in reggae. Also, we have a style called lovers rock, and we also have
Yeah.
what's known as dancehall, which tends to be a little faster and tends to move away a little bit more from what we call, well, I won't say not religious, but the deeper philosophical, um, the deeper philosophical attributes that we find in Rastafarianism. Gets a little lighter in dancehall, but again, with that levity, it helps to uplift the spirit. So I am a proponent of venturing not only in roots reggae, but also dancehall. I love both of them. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of vitality in the roots, but also the dancehall. So I dabble in both. And RJ can give you a little bit of his perspective. Yeah,
Yes, RJ.
What I would add is, for me, the other thing about reggae besides love is equal rights and justice. You know,
most definitely. So important.
that reggae music makes us question, look within ourselves, and see what's really right and what we want to promote and believe in, you know, and stand up for. Stand up for people who are being put in situations that they don't belong to be in for many different reasons, you know?
It
Yes.
is. It is so true, guys. You know, it's, you couldn't have expressed it better. We have about we just have about 5 minutes to go, and I want to in just a moment. I want to make sure that we play your song Phillipidon with Sergeant Remo when we do the cooking. So we're gonna play that to end the show in just a second. But I just want to say I've been having such a great time. It seems like this 40 minutes they just went by like 1 minute. You know, it's like
Yeah,
seems
man.
like I just been a long time close friend of you, and
Yes,
so
I.
basically I am going to have to bring you
And
guys
you know,
back.
you
I'm gonna
look a
have to
little bit
bring you
like my
back.
brother-in-law. You look a little bit like my brother-in-law.
Oh, so you
So
know,
your family.
we are family in the music as well, you
Yes,
know.
yes.
Yes, no, thank you. You know, say hi to your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
But yes, guys, I want to extend the invitation. I'm gonna be reaching out to you guys in a couple of months to have you back so that we can continue this conversation and talk more about because you know you guys do so much. So before I leave you for now, before we get to the music, any things that you guys want to let folks know about what you got going on now? Or something that coming up that you want people to check in from your work?
I have one thing I want to add, and that is for anybody out there who's listening, or if you're thinking about pursuing something besides your 9 to 5 thing, if you're thinking about starting something, find a mentor, find someone who can help you, find someone who's going or are where you want to be, and see how you can make friends with that person and see how they can support you. Mentors have been very successful to me, people who believed in me and supported me and encouraged me, because it's not easy growing a label, and there's no manual. I mean, I'm reading about 15 different books right now on music and marketing and social media and production, and trying to just get a handle as much as I can. But I just really want to encourage people to find a mentor if you can. And also, if you have knowledge to give other people, mentor other people, mentor the youths, and give them what you have, give back to them. I think it's really important. And also I want to say, as far as engineering and reggae and dub, I would love to be mentoring other people here in my studio. You know, if somebody wants to go in that direction, get in touch with me, and, you know, I'd love to support you and help you develop as an engineer.
Amazing.
Yes.
So you heard it here, whether you're tuning in later on here the Austin Music channel, because they do reruns of our shows, or whether you find us on YouTube, take DJRJ on. Take him on. You got his website right here on the screen. You got his email right there. Take him on. We want more dub producers. We want more reggae producers. Absolutely.
Yes.
And how about you, Phillipidon? What are your messages for our community that you want to let them know before we hear your beautiful song?
Yes, mentoring and no tormentoring. Okay. Also, you can find our music anywhere online. Basically, anywhere online. Spotify, for example, iTunes, Amazon, YouTube. Yes. So you can find us online. You can also see us at Facebook, at Phillipidon, at DJRJ, and Instagram. And also, yeah, we mentioned Spotify. Yeah, so check us out.
It's flashing right now. Just search Phillipidon on all the social medias. If you get your music on Spotify, you want to get some Phillipidon in your rotation. Guys, thank you so much for your time.
Our pleasure.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, my pleasure. Like I said, this is just a beginning. We want you to have on the show in the future. Phillipidon, would you tell us about this video we're about to watch when we do the cooking? Talk to us a little bit about that video. Cue it up for us.
Well, RJ came up with the idea. When we do the cooking, it came into his head when he was stir frying in his kitchen, and he relayed that he wanted a song around cooking and, let's say, proper living, so to speak. Yeah, eating well, nutrition is so important, and also being a vegan or vegetarian. Yeah, because that's so important to your health. And of course, sparing the animals some torture. You know, commercial farming can be so torturous to the animals. So this song kind of puts that all in a nutshell. The importance of nutrition, the importance of caring for animals, nutrition for your health, your wealth. Your health is your wealth. When we do the cooking, we keep it ital. Ital means vital, vital for your health. So that's the song. Yeah.
Oh, keeping it ital with the DJRJ and Phillipidon. Guys,
Yes,
I'll
man.
see you next time. Thank you so much for being
You're
here
welcome.
today. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having
Yes.
us. Really appreciate
Oh,
it.
Vital
yes.
and very spiritual for our health. Yes, I.
Keep up the good work.
Every time. Thank you so much.
You sure your name is not Greg? That's my brother-in-law.
A shout out to Greg. Also honor to your mom Claudette. She got you to sing that music.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
guys, let's go
All
with
right.
this music.
Respect.
I'll see you next time. Respect.
Every
Thank you,
time.
brother.
Thank you so much. So we've been here with DJ RJ and Phillipidon. Let's get to the song When We Do the Cooking. Yes, find them on social media. Amazing music here at 7 with Frederico7. Enjoy.
Valentine, chop on the veg is your favorite kind. Cause food is the medicine, the cure and the answer. Rabba dabba dang bidi ba.
Wabba!
I tell her the liberty. Clean food, clean living. I'ma say what how you eating.
When we do the cooking, I be keep it tighter. I'm no one, I say keep it natural. When we do the cooking, I be keep it tighter. I'm no one, I say keep it natural.
We are living in a time when our food food is so processed, so much sickness, nobody know the causes. In a cemetery, them a run out of crosses. Cancer spreading and all we are stressing. Who could be next? Cause he was so young, looked so healthy. Used to play sports in a high school plenty. So please keep it vital, natural vital. Grow your own food, that's gangsta. Real Rasta man can cook a good ital. Honey and skelly and garlic thyme. Chop on the veg is your favorite kind. Cause food is the medicine, the cure and the answer. Rabba dabba dang, biddy bang bang bang. Fresh like water, straight from the spring. Remo and Phillipidon, come to tell them.
When we do the cooking, we keep it tighter. No one and me say keep it natural. When we do the cooking, we keep it tighter. No one and me say keep it natural.
When we cook up, I tell her to hook up. Natural living, don't you know we just a look up. Natural living, man, we support this. Fruits and vegetables must be on the list. Organic land, we say holistic. No synthetic, and you know we have it fit. Natural living, people healthy, so we rich. So why should I and I rearrange and go switch? Take you down the down, make up rock the public. Along with Mr. Remo, you know we can't quit. Jump on this your rhythm, come be electric. Jump on this your rhythm, come be energetic. But on this your rhythm, man, full of music. Cool, cool, cause you know we rule it. Cool, cool, I tell her we wish. Put on the session and we will establish.
When we do the cooking, we keep it tighter. No one and me say keep it natural. When we do the cooking, we keep it tighter. No one and me say keep it natural.
Good food to good living, life, good heart to good loving.
Plant and put seeds with the food and come in.
Healthy diet can change your mindset from vex to bless.
I tell meditation, tell me what's stress.
Cook in debonair. Well, them never know chef extraordinaire. Now we run down no chicken, now run down grizzly bear. Now run down oily pig, fast food we not prepare.
Run, come give me the seed, a little and then some water. Sun shining, seed germinating, next crop and come in. Living in the city, urban farming, what a joyful thing me a sing.
Hear his sound, bring forth full glory. Now do it too fast and stray from the path. Tell the whole story. Tell the whole story.
Consider the animals.
When we do the cooking, we keep it tighter. No one and me say keep it natural. When we do the cooking, we keep it tighter. No one and me say keep it natural.
Amazing, guys. Phillipidon. That was Phillipidon and Sergeant Remo. When we do the cooking, great conversation with DJ RJ, great producer, and also with Phillipidon. We hope to have them on the show at a later time. Once again, much love to Austin Music Television. Thanks for hosting global music in our city. I know we gotta go. Big up to Austin, Texas musicians. If you need to find out what's up with Austin music and musicians' rights in our city, you gotta know what they're up to. And yes, this was the 10th episode of our interviews with some amazing people, with Phillipidon and DJ RJ. Look them up. Website is right there in the bottom. Much love. Keep it real, Austin, Texas. See you next time.